into the games when you're watching some of these kids that maybe do that training, um, maybe once, twice a week, maybe three times, and you can tell, the stuff that they work on, stuff that they put time into, it's not translating to the way the game is played when there's nine other guys out there on the floor.
Hmm. Hmm. And that's why I
Mhm.
reply. That's where I replied to it on our Twitter. I was like, that's when I was like, it falls on both because some high school coaches don't teach the game, and some AAUs don't develop kids, and they are in it for the money, but not everyone. I was like,
Mhm.
trainers, that's different. Too many quick fix trainers teach the complicated stuff and not simple fundamentals like footwork, dribbling, and shooting. And then, with all that being said, the root of this problem stems from people who truly don't know hoops or how to develop kids. They are in it for the money or the title,
Mhm.
and I think that's a true thing. I think that's like you see some of these videos on stuff, and I watch some videos and I'm like, why are you teaching a fourth grader a triple move into a step? Like, why are you teaching him that? Why
No, man,
he
I'm with you on that. Like I said, those skills are good to work on in to develop something that does translate to the game. So it's like I want you to really challenge your handle and go and try a two or three dribble combo, and then I want you to pick up that
Mhm.
pace and challenge it a little bit more. But if that's your hour-long workout and that's all you're doing, we've seen it, and other people have seen it as well. That doesn't translate to the game.
No, and that's
It
why.
it's a
Oh, go ahead.
sorry, this is the last thing. It translates to a piece of the game, and that's being able to handle the ball.
Hmm. Agreed. And I told I told the kids that come show up every morning on Wednesday. I said, because the last 2 3 weeks we've been going like straight up basic ass shooting drills, just because like they're not great shooters, and
Hmm.
I'm trying to fix their shot and stuff and make them just get shots up. Because I feel like that's been more productive than doing, like, I'll do 15 20 minutes of ball handling, and then I do 40 minutes of just shooting, catch and shoot, dribble
Hmm.
off, shoot off the dribble. I think I'm gonna start working into like shooting off screens, like moving and stuff like that. But like I find there's more to it. But I told him, I said, now I know these things may seem like super tedious or like really basic skills that you guys have done, but I would much rather us do this and shoot 115 footers and get your shot right, rather than having you go and then just start jacking up threes and creating bad habits, still
Yeah.
not losing your and then losing the good habits you're trying to create. Like, I'm trying to fix a kid's I have a bunch of kids that do like the thumb movement instead of
On
just
the
keeping
God
their
hand,
hands
yeah.
straight. So I'm like, yo, like, stop shooting threes, man. I need you to be shooting, like, when you're shooting form shots around the rim, just right here, like, every time, do not do anything you can to keep that thumb off the
The
ball.
flick of the wrist. That's what
It's
you
all on the
need.
wrist.
No, but what you're saying about like building it up to where they can shoot on the move, whether it's, they're sliding with the dribble or with the dribble penetration and sliding to the corner, coming off screen, stuff like that. Um, you got to teach them to just catch and shoot first. So I think you're spot on, like starting there, and like you were saying, dude, that stuff's boring, and the other stuff like that you see on the Instagram clips or whatever, these people doing these combo moves, yeah, it looks cool, it's a little fancy, whatever, but the boring stuff is honestly what gets it done in the long run, which is not what people want to hear, but it's kind of the
It
truth.
is. It is what it is. Oh,
Hmm.
let's go. I got my Twitter access back. I can look at more tweets
Bam,
now.
bam. Love that. So is it a time limit? Well, first of all, episode whatever. I don't even know what it is.
So
What is
Elon
it?
made a
19?
So he goes, to address extreme levels of data scrapping and system manipulation, we've applied the following limits, temporary limits. Verified accounts are limited to reading 6,000 posts a day. Unverified accounts, which is like me and you, because I'm not paying for this stuff,
No way.
is 600 posts a day, and then new unverified accounts are 300 posts a day. But he switched it. He went, then he jumped it up to 8,800 and 400, and now it's 10K, 1K, and 500. So looks like I get 400 more tweets today to look at. So I better use them. I better use them smartly right now. I'm gonna just get
Use
off
them
the app
wisely. Use them wisely.
because I have Woj's tweets yesterday. I think right before this all went down, I said I clicked on Woj's profile and had his notifications turned on so I can get all the updates on where everyone's going.
Mm, need those Woj bombs.
Yep. I mean, might as well. So, yeah, this is episode 19, right? It
I believe
is.
so.
It
It's been a
is. It
minute.
is. It is.
It's
It
been a
is.
minute,
It
man.
is.
It's been a
And we're
busy
sorry
life.
about that, people, but there hasn't been a lot of basketball going on. Life happens. This
Hmm.
thing is still gonna go, but me and Hilks got to do things too. We've been busy trying to organize things. I'm trying to organize a team to go to Rapid City and play, all that stuff. So that's
Yeah, man.
that's where I've been.
We find time for the pod, though. You know,
Absolutely have to. That week off was so nice, though. I ain't gonna lie. I
it
did.
was. Yeah,
A
I missed you
reboot.
though, Bushel Beans. You know, it was. I missed our conversations.
Thank you, man. I missed you too. I
Say it
know.
back,
I know.
bro.
I said it. I just said it. I said I missed you too.
All right,
I know
fair
our
enough.
guy from RMAC Insider missed us a lot.
He did. He DM'd. He DM'd.
He had a bad week. I'm sorry, man. We got you this week, though. We got you tonight. I'll try and you know what? I'm gonna get this up tonight. We'll have this released at some point tonight, if not
You're
early
gonna
tomorrow morning.
you're gonna get it all ready to go tonight, huh?
It don't take me that long to edit all this stuff and put it
Yeah,
in.
we don't do much cut it. Do you cut it much? I don't even really notice if you cut it
No, I don't even cut it. I go straight to it,
start to finish, huh?
start to finish. The only thing I
Yeah,
cut up is just the clips, obviously.
we don't got time for that editing nonsense. We need to hire somebody.
If there's anyone that wants to just, have their name on this right now until we start making it big, want to, cut up some clips, put the music in the background, have all that creativity,
And cut
hit
out the
me up.
nonsense, like
'Cause
cut out like because I feel like we get into some moments where it's like, all right, these dudes are talking some nonsense right now.
some
Let's cut
dumbass
this.
for real.
Yeah,
Oh, happens every time.
it's all right. That's the way it goes with us. I feel like it's the way we were raised
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that's a fact.
on West
And that's
King.
just how that's what I was just about to say, and that's all stems from King Street. That don't come from home, that comes from King Street.
Straight from King.
Oh Lord. I don't who said oh Haley
I want
said
to get.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Haley,
yeah.
did she send you that this morning?
From the wedding.
Yeah, the wedding
Yeah,
week. I was
yeah.
like 6 years ago. Damn.
Shout out Riley Ryan. Wasn't that Riley Ryan's wedding?
Hmm. It sure
Yeah,
was. The whole crew was there that weekend. That was fun.
they
In
were.
Sheridan,
That
Wyoming.
was fun.
We've had some good times in Sheridan, huh?
Too many. Actually, I wouldn't say too many. It's been a few. We've
Couple,
only ever been there together a few times. Yeah.
3, 4,
Yep.
three
It's
on
always a
three,
good time.
the 3 on 3 twice, and then the rodeo twice. That rodeo
Oh God, the
or the street
rodeo.
dance, whatever, the street party, whatever that was. You know how
I want
pissed
to
I was?
establish.
Go ahead,
Go ahead.
establish something
You
real
go ahead.
quick. Because
Oh,
when we
okay.
were
Real
going
quick.
through,
Real quick. Let me get it. We. I want to establish that I'm 1-0 at the Sheridan 3-on-3. So there's that.
me and Wraithy D have established that me and him are like LeBron when it comes to that damn thing. Always coming in second. Always coming in second and facing a better team, like a team that's just stacked. I've won it one time,
Man.
and I was with Clem. I remember it was me, Riley, Clem, Wraith, and one other kid, and this kid named Christian, a kid that lived in Spearfish. You might have met him once when you came down and
What was his
visited.
last name?
Capel. He hooped a little bit. He
Oh yeah,
showed
I
he
remember
Yeah,
Christian. I
you know
remember
him.
Christian. Yeah.
And so we went up there and we had to play Luke Martinez, Austin Woodward, his little
Mm,
brother, and one other kid, dude. And it was literally give the ball to Luke and get the out of the way.
yep.
So someone got pissed. I think it was Clem. He got pissed and he goes, "Yeah, yeah, you know what it is. Just give the ball to Daddy and get out of the way. Just give the ball to Daddy and you're good." And I was like, "Damn, we're this is where it's going now."
You got waxed like that, like it was bad.
Well, no, we lost by like 3. Last play,
Oh,
I mean, we got me and someone got beat on something, and this kid just went had a wide open layup underneath.
yeah.
Bad communication, bad switch. So I fouled his ass, trying, like, because game point,
Yeah,
send him to
you
the
got a
free throw line.
foul.
Let's make him earn it. Everyone's all Bush. What? Guys, what would you rather have, a layup, or would you rather have the free throw?
Yeah,
I'm taking the free throw chance right here. I'm not taking a layup, missed
absolutely.
layup. No one's smoking a layup.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're not losing it. Well, did you play in the top league? That's the real question.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
good.
yeah. The year that we won it and you guys won it, yeah, was it that?
No, we were in
No, we didn't.
different. We
We were
were in
yeah,
the
no,
top little division.
we won it and y'all won it, but we were in different we were in the adult flight, but I was not doing the top flight, bro. No. Too many.
We played. I
We did
don't
not
even
have the team
remember
for
who we
that.
played in the championship. I think it
Y'all
was.
play
I
some
think
kids
it
from
was some.
Gillette.
No, it was some dudes from Laramie. I think it was Garrison Thaxton and Jackson. Can't remember his
Oh
last
yeah.
name now.
You knew because you knew a bunch of them.
Yeah, yeah, I remember those dudes. Yeah, we
That
busted them
stuff's
up
so
though.
fun. I miss when it was on Main Street though. When it was down on Main Street, that was by like the mint, like the bars and everything. That was so much fun. Because
Oh, they
everyone, I mean,
used to
everyone.
play the games down there too.
Yeah, they blocked
Mm.
off the street down there, and like they did it like Thermop. Have you ever been to Thermops 3-on-3?
No, but I've been to Thermopolis.
Thermops 3-on-3, when that shit was going like big, big. That was so cool. They blocked off like 3 or 4 different streets and just
Mm.
went all down all of them. We saw James Johnson there one year. He came up and put a team together, beat the hell
James
out of everyone.
Johnson,
Yeah, Wyoming,
got to be the
Wyoming
greatest
native,
Wyoming basketball player, I would say.
all time of all time.
No, no disrespect to guys like Kenny Saylor, and guys like that, but James Johnson's a little different.
No, I'm talking, yes, no, I'm straight from the roots of Wyoming. He played high school in Wyoming, all that stuff. He's the best basketball player, hands
Well, so
down.
did Kenny Sailors. He's a Laramie grad, I believe.
That's a
Inventor of
fact.
the
I did
jump
not
shot.
know that. I did not know that. I knew the jump shot part. People always say,
I,
I always said, "Do you know where the jump shot was created? Who created the jump shot?" Oh yeah, that's right. That state and that no one likes to talk about. Wyoming.
That's why we got the wettest jumpers in Wyoming.
Absolutely. Just comes with the territory.
That's right.
What I was gonna say though was I was pissed when we went to the street dance that one time, and that mom let her son go, and her son was younger than me, and I'm like, what? He gets a wristband and I don't. I'm 20. I'm like, I'm turning 20, 21 in like 4 months, and you're gonna let your son, who's 2 years younger than me, get the 21 wristband?
Oh, I do remember
I
that.
was hot.
Oh man, I forgot you were a little underage at that point.
I was not happy. Not happy. Made it work though. Still have fun. Still had
Always,
fun. um,
always, man.
since we talked about the youth development thing, there was another deal I wanted to touch on real quick. Was kids sending, because I saw someone talk about this the other day, and I was like, damn, that's actually a pretty good point. It was sending in recruiting film, like what you should send in, what your
Mm,
film should consist of, right?
mm.
Like what you looked for in the office, like if you got it, because we all got emails from like that one kid who
Oh,
accidentally sent
thousands.
the string email to everyone in the every D2 coach in the nation and put us all in it. That was
Classic.
I saw
Just
300
classic.
I saw like 300 coaches on tagged on that, and I'm like, what? So I started scrolling through, and I just see all the RMAC schools. I'm like, damn. So I sent you that text. I'm like, bro, did you get so and so's film?
I don't remember
Can't
if it
even.
was good or bad, but
I didn't even look at it. If you're doing that, I'm not
no.
looking at it. That's
Yeah, I probably didn't either.
how you gonna stand? I guess that's a way to stand out because I'll never forget that one.
Yeah, maybe standing out in the wrong way, but it happens, you know. But
Yeah.
no, to answer your question, I think for me, like in today's world, it kind of depends on position, you know, what I'm looking for. You know, if they're a guard, like especially like a point guard, I want to see how they can handle pressure. You know, like I want to see them making plays with the defense kind of in their shorts a little bit and being able
Mhm,
to handle that because inevitably at the college level, you're going to run into a team that really likes to pressure you, and you still got to be able to get to your spots and run the team.
mhm,
But I guess in general, like if I'm going to really evaluate a film, you know, obviously in today's world, I'm going to look if they can shoot the ball from three.
mhm,
Um, you know, I think obviously being able to rebound, and if you're a playmaking type guy, you know, maybe being able to push that tempo off of a rebound, or, you know, just being able to make plays with that ball in your hand.
mhm.
Um, Definitely looking for things like that. But I guess to answer your question more specifically, it's tough to answer that because depending on what I think position wise or where you kind of fit in, I might be looking for different stuff.
Mhm.
I don't know. Give me a position.
Uh, a guard that like a
Or no, no,
guard, just a
no,
guard.
no. Let me give you this actually. The kid is 6'2". Um, yeah, he's 6'2", you know, and he's kind of wanting to be a guard. You know, like get what position do you think I am? Position do you think he would be? I guess asking you that if you see a 6'2" kid, you know, he sends you some film. What are you maybe expecting or wanting to see on that film?
Well, 6'2", so at that height, you're probably gonna have to be someone who's bringing the ball up, or one or a two.
Hmm.
So I need to see, can you handle the ball? Can you make good? Can you pass? Can you set teammates up? Stuff like that. Can you create? Um, how do you play offensively off the ball? Do you get rid of it and do you just kind of chill in an area, or do you cut? Are you moving? Um, but biggest thing at that height too is I need to see you being able to like play some defense. I need some defense
Mm-hmm.
in there too. So really, when I liked when kids sent me like their like three or four of their best games that they thought they played really well in.
Yeah,
Because then I could
that's
pick up
great.
tendencies and watch it. I'm not watching a highlight tape. Like
Mm-hmm.
I can search YouTube and watch Kobe Bryant highlights, and you're gonna look just as good as him because everything is a
A
make.
highlight's
You
a
know what I mean?
highlight. Yeah.
A highlight is a highlight. So I need like no way, send me that like send me a
Tripping.
game film so I
Yeah.
can so I can like I guess what I'm saying is do you get on the floor? Do you dive for loose balls? Are you hustling every play? Are you running up and down the court? How's your attitude when a call gets called? There's all
Mm-hmm.
sorts of things. Are you always doing something and then you're looking towards the bench when you do something?
Yeah.
All those little things that you pick up, I guess, is what I kind of look for in that type of situation, I
Yeah, I
guess.
guess I guess for a highlight film, like the more I'm thinking about it, like you're obviously gonna see their height and their weight. Maybe they put their position on there and stuff. But kind of what we were talking about with the skill development stuff is does it translate to what you're wanting for that position? And
Hmm.
I think everybody has I was actually talking to RMAC coach today, at the event, um, and was asking him about a kid, and a kid that I thought, he might be super interested in, and he wasn't, and he brought up some flaws that I hadn't really even thought about. And so coaches are going to look for different things in certain players. Um, but I don't know, like I'm trying to get maybe 4 or 5 things that I always look for in film, and I'm having a hard time because, like I said, it's so positional based on what maybe I'm looking for on my team.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think things that always translate and always coaches are going to be interested in are rebounding at any position. Can you shoot the ball really at any position? Do you take care of it? Like, can you make plays when the defense is playing good defense and it's not just like total breakdowns in defense? And can you make shots? Like,
Mm-hmm.
making shots is a huge thing. And like you
Oh,
said, obviously
absolutely.
a highlight tape is all makes, but you can really tell if someone's a shot maker, I feel like, on highlight films.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. And the reason I brought this one up is because it was good. I just thought of it. I saw a clip on Gilbert Arenas talking about it. He's like, you got too many kids out here thinking they're a scorer, like thinking that okay,
Mm,
it's my turn to average. I have to average 15, or I want to average 20. I want to do this, this, and this. And he was talking
yeah.
to Patrick Beverly. You know how many points Patrick Beverly averaged in Chicago? 37 in high
Yeah,
school.
he was crazy, I guess, in
He was
high
the number
school.
one scorer in the city of Chicago. And
Hmm.
what's his role in the NBA? Play defense,
Not
guard the
that.
ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Same with Matt Barnes. Guys like Matt Barnes, all those dudes, we've had conversations on him before. And so you got to understand,
Hmm.
like, okay, I'm going to this school, I got my list of schools. Did I do my research on the year before? Who's their guys? How many points per game is their best players averaging? Because there's going to be at least three dudes on a team that are in double figures, and
Hmm.
in a decently good double figures, right? So, what's my role going to be in when I come in? Am I should I just am I a good shooter? Am I going to have to be a spot up 3 and D type of guy? I think going into like kids that are trying to find a school or a new home, that's something you need to look at and really ask questions about too. But also, if you have signed, you have to go in knowing like, damn, I need to win it. I need to win my role on the defensive end first before I can establish anything offensively.
Hmm.
Because I'm thinking back to a couple episodes where you said it, guys. When you're coaching too, I'm sure it's like this too. You're not going to have a dude on the court that can guard the ball in crunch
Hmm.
time. Like you already have guys that can score and that's established, right? And you're not going to be the one for like it's very rare that freshmen come in and really dominate a league. Like that's mainly a D1 thing, and it is you
Hmm.
see that at all levels. Like don't get me wrong, and like Joel Scott came in and
Yeah.
just dominated the RMAC, right? But how often does that happen in the RMAC where a
Hmm.
freshman comes in and is just like you're like, whoa, this guy is the guy on that team, you know?
Yeah, at
So
those lower levels, it certainly doesn't happen as often. But I want to touch on the kind of the Gilbert Arenas thing that you were saying, and it really kind of explains it the best, in my opinion, is, I guess, like we were talking about, generally put in highlight films, highlight what's the best parts about your game. And like you
mhm,
said, that might not be scoring. That might be you are guarding the best player on the other team every single game, or you're a great rebounder, or you're always on the floor. And not that you can't develop or show some of those other things like scoring and assists and all that type of stuff. But if that's not what your game is and what you bring to the table, don't try and highlight that, because that's what they're going to expect when you come
mhm,
in or when they bring you on campus or whatever it might be.
agreed. I agree 100% on that. And when I saw that clip, I wish I could find if I could find it, I would play it out loud right now for everyone to hear it. But it was
Bro,
just
I
so
got to
like,
say this. Gilbert Arenas has some gems. Like he says some kind of outlandish stuff sometimes, but he also comes out and he drops some gems a lot. Like he really
Yes.
knows the
God.
game.
So apparently I went, dude, this Twitter thing is so dumb.
You go over the limit again.
Yeah, so I had to switch over to our account real fast to try and find this thing.
Yeah, we have accounts we can switch back and forth on if we need to.
Um, damn. No, you're right though. His his podcast too. That's where I get a lot of my ideas is I'll see clips from his podcast and I'm like, "Whoa. That is such a good thing that I had never thought about before." And it
Mhm.
sucked that what happened like he was so good, dude. Gilbert Arenas was so good. And kids, I don't think kids these days really even know who Gilbert Arenas is, cuz he didn't last around very long cuz his dumbass got in trouble.
Shout out to my team though. They know I asked that's the funner we're talking about Gilbert Arenas. I literally asked them this morning if they knew who Gilbert Arenas was because we had to have this kid play with the number zero drawn on his back,
Uh-huh.
and
Agent
I called him
Zero.
I called him Agent Zero, and I was like, "Do you guys know who that is?" And my guys were like, "Yeah, it's Gilbert Arenas," and so I was proud of them. Shout out those guys.
You guys, I would be like, you guys just got out of conditioning for next week.
Remind me, you four right here.
Oh man, hey, you four. When next time I say on the line, Coach, remember that pass? I'm gonna use it right now.
Just say Agent Zero, and I will remember what we were talking about.
Uh huh. Gilbert Arena. I really want to find that, but what did? How did you guys do this weekend? Actually,
We went, let's see, we lost our first game yesterday, won our second, lost our first game today, won our second, lost in the championship.
okay,
So
that's
we
not
played well.
Gilbert Arenas on why NBA players end up with IG models. That's so funny. Did you see that clip?
I did not. I came across it, but I never listened to it.
He had a good point. He's like, because I mean, they're always so busy. Like, they have no time. So when they're out and about is the same time when IG models are out and about. And he's like, dude, you guys got to learn to, you got to stay away from that because it's stemming from the Zion Williamson thing.
Yeah, man, what a debacle that seems to be. Who knows though?
Bro,
It could be nothing. It could be something. But man,
he needs to,
I'm
that was
so
outlandish.
caught up. I'm
That was
so
outlandish.
caught up. Yeah, he's really out there. It sounds like on those road trips.
Because someone said, like, damn, okay, so, we know why Zion said he liked the Dallas area because that's where that
Yeah,
chick's from or
so
whatever. I'm like, wow, you guys are so crazy. That's rude.
bro, what's your take on free agency? Like, what are a couple highlights on this NBA free agency? Because I was, you mentioned
Ooh-wee.
it at the little bit before we started recording, but I want to get your take on some of that.
I want to highlight the Lakers for one because right now I think they've really done some some damage in free agency and building a team. So they signed
Do you mean damage
they
in
re
in a good way?
yeah, honestly,
Okay.
they re-signed D'Lo, re-signed Austin Reeves, re-signed or signed Jackson Hayes from New Orleans.
Mm,
Who
I
did
didn't
they
see that
bring
one.
in? Torian Prince. That one is like, whoa! I thought that was a really good one. Brought in Gabe Vincent. I'm not sold on that one yet. That one to me seems like them picking up Kendrick Nunn or Malik Monk's type stat. I don't think Gabe
I
Vincent will
disagree,
last.
bro. I disagree. I think that's a
I
good
don't.
one. I
I
know he
don't
didn't
like.
have a good finals. I know he didn't play well, but he's a good player. Like there were spurts in that just playoff run where I was kind of like, "Oh, this dude has some game."
Mhm. No, I agree with you. He does. I don't think he fits in with the system though, because Miami was more of like team based. Everyone, let's we play
Mm,
together. LA's not really like that. Theirs is ball goes through AD and LeBron at the for to start the offense and whatnot. So I don't know. That one we'll have to see. I'm not 100% sold on it yet, but like I said, I mean that's one that's gonna have to be. We'll have to see how it goes. The one that shocked me the most was Bruce Brown going to Indiana for how much he
yeah,
got paid. Which I mean,
yeah, that
you're
was
gonna you if
interesting.
oh, I tweet. I know you probably saw my tweet about it. Bro, if I'm Mike Malone, I gotta be eating my words right now. That man, oh
Hey, you can't
god,
be mad at him. He was turned up at the parade. He was
and
saying
that's what
just
I told
whatever.
my, that's what I told my dad last night. I showed him the clip, and I was like, this guy acting like the really drunk guy at the bar that just won't leave you alone, just rah, 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 just talking in your ear. I'm like, bro, okay, I get it.
Yeah,
Like you're
yeah,
cringy now.
he was feeling good at that parade. You could tell.
Brucey Bree, B, he not going nowhere.
But are you surprised that the Nuggets couldn't or didn't do a little maybe I don't know. I guess we don't know what happened behind
They
the
couldn't
scenes,
afford
but
him.
yeah, that's kind of
They
what I
couldn't
was
afford it.
figuring. Yeah.
I mean, he knew. He knew. Like, here's the thing: the playoffs is like March Madness in a sense for like building your stock.
Hmm.
Can you play well in the big games? I don't care about the regular season. Like, okay, regular
Yeah.
season, yeah, you can provide for us, but can you play for us when it matters? And so, like, you always see that stuff where guys' stock will rise for the draft because they had a good run in March or a good
Mm-hmm.
good run late February, March, all that stuff.
Mm.
Whereas he had a good run through the playoffs, and I was like, yeah, this guy's gonna get paid. I knew he was gonna get paid, but I didn't think he was gonna opt out this quick. I thought he was gonna maybe stay for another year.
Yeah, I think the thing with the Bruce Brown thing is it's an example of if it really is the that they couldn't, match that offer, couldn't afford to re-sign him. Um, that like fans will get upset when players leave places or whatever, and sometimes it's like that was the only option because this team can't afford to keep him because of how he performed this year. So if he's going to get paid somewhere else, he's why would he not go?
No, I agree. Uh, um, and oh, it just someone said to me the Jokic effect. They'll bring someone in. They'll figure something out. I mean, if they keep KCP now, Jeff Green, like they still have big key pieces on their squad. The one thing that
Hmm.
surprised me too was Chris Paul going to the Warriors. That was like, what?
I was gonna ask you, man. I don't because this
Oh,
was my initial thought when that happened is I thought the Warriors were gonna bring on CP to move him elsewhere to get somebody else, So
me
like
too.
I thought they were gonna kind of flip it to maybe fill a different hole that they were needing because obviously they don't have a hole at the point guard spot.
No.
So that's what I thought for sure was going to happen. But then a couple days passed, and I was like, man, nothing's happening with Chris Paul. What's going on here?
Right. And like, just okay, cool. It's Chris Paul. Like he's 38 years old. He's old, man. Why? What happened last year in the playoffs? He missed the last four games because he hurt his
Hmm.
hammy again. Like it's. I'd love to see Chris Paul play, but bro,
He hurt his hammy again. That does sound like you're talking like about an old dude. Man,
like, come
he
on, man.
blew his hammy again. Can't be out here. Blew his hammy.
we I don't care if this guy's playing for us in the. I need him healthy in the playoffs if we're gonna keep him.
Hmm.
If because I don't see it. Oh, that one's and the Jordan Poole thing. Like he lost the locker room, so that was bound to happen. They had to move on from him. Because he.
You
I
want to
mean,
know what my theory on that is?
huh?
I think and maybe this is like light years off of what the truth is, but I think it was a performance. It was his playoff performance that it was like, all right, Draymond has way more value to. I almost feel like it was a tryout between those two. Like who are we going to keep in this
Yes,
coming off season? And
they're not
maybe
going to
it
get rid of.
wasn't. And because obviously, sorry, not to cut you off, but like obviously Draymond has put in so much more to that organization than Jordan Poole has. But that's just kind of the feeling I got. It was like a tryout for who was going to be on that roster next year.
And it is so true. But like you can't like Steve Kerr when Steve Kerr said that with Draymond it's different because without Draymond they're not contenders and
Right.
I firmly believe that like he's one
Hmm.
of the most he's one of the best generational defenders we've ever seen and I don't think
Hmm.
people like really understand what he can do on the defensive end, like
Hmm.
to me he defensively he's like Ron Artest, just nasty,
Hmm.
physical,
Yeah,
dirty
and
in a
he's
sense.
versatile too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he is a little dirty. That's all right.
You have to have that. You have to.
The
You
thing,
have to have
the
that guy.
thing that I think the Warriors, that I think maybe we've talked about this on a previous one, but I think they got to add somebody to help out Kevon Looney, kind of like
Yes.
that second big to where they only move Draymond to the five when maybe other teams are going small, or what,
Mm-hmm.
or however they decide to run their small ball stuff. But I think they gotta add somebody that's serviceable to back up Kevon Looney.
I agree. And if they don't, it's gonna be one of them years. It's gonna be another one of them years. Like, okay, you can't have these lineups of you cannot put a lineup of Chris Paul, Steph, Clay, Wiggins, and Draymond on the court. I'm sorry, but the way the
Yeah, it's
league is
tough.
transitioning again, you can't do that. What are you gonna do? Obviously,
Hmm.
we saw what happened against the Lakers. It just
Yep.
outsized them. AD was just too damn
Yep.
big.
Hmm.
And to be honest, I think they need to find. I was bummed they didn't get Brooke Lopez. I'm really bummed they're still sitting there twiddling their thumbs. Like I don't know what's going on. They haven't made any moves, haven't made any type of anything. So I don't know what's gonna happen with them. And
Well,
I don't
wasn't
know.
Bob Myers their GM? Is that the dude that
Mm-hmm.
that's the dude that resigned, right?
Mm-hmm. He's
Maybe
gone.
that's what it is.
It's Mike Dunleavy now, and Mike
Oh
Dunleavy made
yeah,
that dumbass. He made that. He's the one that
Chris Paul trade.
made that Chris Paul trade. Yes, I was like, bro, what are you doing? I disagree so much with that.
It kind of reminds me of the Russell Westbrook signing with the Lakers the first time.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
Like it just doesn't feel right.
No. What else? Free agencies,
You
free
said
agents. Oh,
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah,
Dame going
yeah.
to the Heat. If Dame goes to the Heat,
Maybe.
Dame, Jimmy, and Bam, they're going back to the finals. Chalk that up. Might as well just
Really.
put money down in Vegas for that one.
Mm. I think
Mm,
if they get, I still think they need to add a five man just to move Bam to that four spot. I'm a big, but I think Dame changes the dynamic of that team for sure. Um, the one that we've mentioned before and we talked about with PJ is what do you think of the signing of Chris Middleton or the re-signing of
after
him? I guess.
reading, because I tweeted at PJ, I was like thoughts, and he gave me.
Yeah.
I mean, he was he. I agree with it. Give him. I mean, you do need him. Um, because he is one of those guys where if he's giving you 25 in a playoff game, it's pretty damn hard to beat the Bucks. You know, um, as one of those guys where it's like he is a scorer. So I do
Hmm.
think, and I've always been kind of high on Chris Middleton, even when at first Buck fans were like, they gotta get dude Chris Middleton, get him out. And then I kind of thought his time had passed this year, but once they fired Budenholzer, I was like, okay, maybe they just needed a new, kind of what the Warriors needed after Mark Jackson. They just needed new light, and
Little
who
fresh start.
knows, a little fresh start.
Yeah, no, I think PJ. I think if I read PJ's tweet right, he was like, I'm all for giving Mitty another chance. Um, just at being kind of that guy on the offensive end. Um, what is it?
Sorry, that
You
was
got
my phone.
videos? Oh,
Trying
you're
to,
good.
I thought I found the clip that Gilbert Arenas clip, but I didn't. It was the wrong one.
Yeah. But I think giving Chris Middleton another chance, I'm a believer in that. Because I think he does, like we talked about in PJ's episode, I think he does have the ability to be that perimeter go-to guy in crunch time. It's just he's got to become more consistent with it somehow. And maybe the change of system is that. Maybe it provides that for him and spaces things out or puts him in his spots a little bit better.
Hmm. No, yeah, I agree. I mean, they were the one seed for a reason coming
Hmm.
into the playoffs. I know they lost to the Heat. Giannis was hurt for a majority of that, but I mean, they still beat him when Giannis was playing and stuff. So
Hmm.
it'll be interesting to see how I think Milwaukee will be another one of those top teams in the East, though. Again, um,
Absolutely.
I had a question. So I saw this tweet, and I'm sure you saw me tweet about it because it had Kobe Bryant involved in it. It said with this, you have six guys. You have MJ, Kobe, LeBron, Steph, KD, and Shaq. Okay, you have to bench one.
MJ, MJ, Kobe,
Braun,
LeBron, Steph,
Steph.
KD, and Shaq. Oh
Yes.
my gosh. This is no disrespect to Steph Curry, but I just put LeBron at the one, to be honest with you.
Okay. I
That's
wasn't
and
expecting that.
that's no disrespect to Steph Curry, like I said. But with that, like I have a hard time turning down a 6'8", 6'6", 6'6", 7 foot 7'1" lineup. You know what I mean? Like
That's fair.
that's
That's
tough
fair.
for me to turn down, especially when Braun can play the point.
Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, that's
What
fair.
what's your take? What's yours?
Um I I said KD like out.
KD.
I picked because I mean with you put MJ and Kobe 2 and 3 at the 2 and 3 position. Let Braun
Hmm.
play 1 and 4, and then keep like just have a three. Screw it, just have a 3 guard front with Steph, Kobe, and MJ,
Hmm.
and then you could have Braun playing the 4, Shaq at the 5, but Braun's interchangeable, and he can obviously bring the ball up too. If you want to run Steph off Shaq screens and stuff like
Hmm.
that, because that's a big ass body to run around. And so that's who I picked. And I was just getting so frustrated with the amount of people saying, no, no disrespect to Bean, but if he's the second coming of Jordan, why do we need him on the court? Like, guys,
Oh
I
no,
don't.
I'm not benching Kobe. No shot. No
I don't
shot.
understand. I really don't think people watched. Like, I think these people who are tweeting this nonsense are kids that have never seen him play.
Maybe, maybe, man. But no, there's zero chance I'm benching Kobe.
God, no. Never. You bench
I
Kobe,
was
you
gonna
might as well
say
sit on
though,
the bench.
yeah, I was gonna say though, KD would probably be my second choice. Um,
Yeah.
because there's no shot I'm benching Shaq.
No. The
There's
most
no
dominant
shot
big man of all
I'm
time.
I'm yeah, like we talked about, there's no shot I'm benching Kobe or Jordan. And I'm a LeBron guy, you know what I mean? Like I really I'm a Braun believer, so probably no chance I'm benching him. So really the only two are Steph and KD.
I don't know if Braun believer is really a term. I'm pretty sure it's called Braun sexual,
Well, it
but
is
hey,
now. How dare you? I just made it a term.
Oh, oh man. It was like John, he's like, man, this dude really hates LeBron. I'm like, hey, bro, I'm not knocking his game. I'm knocking the other things right now. Because it's true. What happened to the foot? I thought his foot was supposed to have surgery. He's fine. He's fine. He was fine in the playoffs. His foot was fine.
Maybe he
Everyone,
did
oh, his
get.
foot needs surgery. His foot needs
Maybe
surgery.
he
That
got
if
surgery under the table.
that no
Just kept it low
way.
key.
The way the media works nowadays, that would have been leaked by someone in the hospital so fast.
Yeah, you're probably right, honestly.
And then the retiring thing. When are we going to hear that he's coming back? Never, because we know he's coming back next year. It's a given. He's going. He's gonna
I
like.
I didn't buy the retiring thing for 1 second.
No, he just tried to get the sweep out of the air and
So,
have people address with him retiring. It's he's done it before. It's like when he showed up in the
oh,
2018 finals after Game 4, after they got swept in the finals with a soft cast on his hand. Like, bro, you claim you broke your hand in Game 1? No, your hand is fine.
so
There's
he
no
was
way you're
he was
averaging.
diverting.
Yes, there's no way any human on this earth is averaging 30 points per game in the finals with a broken hand, a broken dominant hand. No
Well,
way.
maybe Braun's different. He is different, all right. So you don't know that.
No. He's very good at changing the subject.
But I wanted to get involved in that little Twitter exchange so bad, but I was like, I can't do it
Which one?
with you and John.
Oh, this man hates Braun so much. Oh, yes, I do, but it's other stuff, my guy.
Mm, that's a good question, man. I was when you told me you were wanting to you had something you wanted to ask me, I was very intrigued at what it was.
That's a hard question. That's one of those questions where you got to sit there and you're like, "Oh, I need to weigh out all my options right now because
Hmm.
if I get one of I mean there is wrong answers actually in this.
There
You
is.
can't take out I'm sorry, there's wrong answers. If you're taking out
uh,
Kobe, MJ, or Braun, you're a dumbass. 100%.
or Shaq, really. Like, come on.
Well, yeah, because then you're not
Are
going to
you
have a
gonna
big
turn
man.
down a 7-1 diesel just that dominates the paint? I don't think anybody's turning that down.
What Shaq you want though? Do you want Orlando Shaq or do you want LA Shaq?
Dude, that's another good question. That is a very good question. The thing about Orlando's is he was like a deer, bro. He was like a moose running up that floor, just could really get up and down. And it's not that he wasn't athletic when he was in LA, but it was give me the ball on the block
He
and
was
I'm
a
just gonna
tank.
bully you to the rim. Like you are not gonna stop me. Um, so I don't know, man. Like I think with the team that I picked, I would prefer Orlando Shack because it's so much length and athleticism. And Shaq was still a monster when he was in Orlando.
Hmm.
It just he wasn't the diesel quite yet.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm taking 2000 Shaq. Give me Shaq in 2000
Oh
and I'm
yeah.
happy.
Okay.
Like the mix of deer Shaq that just runs up and down the court like a what do you call it, a moose
A
or
moose,
and
man.
give me the diesel, the guy
Mm.
that dunks on people and then pushes them to the ground. That's the greatest clip of all time.
Bro, he did
And then
get big. He got big in like 2003, 2004. That was kind of when he was getting to the point where it's like, dude, he is humongous.
humongous, dude. He because he didn't care about his weight. He's open about that. He's like, I was lazy. I'm lazy. That's why me and Kobe always butted
Hmm.
heads because Kobe wanted to be in the gym 24/7. Now I'm out there doing my thing. I'll show up and give you 30 and then go home.
Dominate. Yeah. Oh man. But like he was obviously when we were, when early 2000s, we were 6 7 years old, 5 6 7 years old, around there. And he, like, I remember being convinced he was the biggest human in the world.
Yeah.
Like, there is no one bigger than Shaq. There's no chance.
There's no chance. Oh, there's two people I wish I could have seen him play in person. That's Shaq, and I do wish I could have seen Yao Ming play because that man was
Ooh,
massive too.
the Yao Meister. He was so
Yao
nasty.
Ming. That
He's one of
that
those guys
Rockets
that,
team.
yeah, he's one of those dudes that you're like, man, I wish he would have never got hurt.
Uh-huh. Absolutely. Who you had Stevie Francis on that team, T Mac, Yao
T
Ming.
Mac, Yao. I think wasn't Luis Scola on that team?
I think he came after T Mac, but
The
he might have
long
been
haired
there
dude.
during. Yeah, he no he
Yeah.
Luis Scola was there when it was when they play it was like Ron Artest and all those guys and they play Shane
Mm.
Battier and they were playing the Lakers with Kobe and
Oh yeah, yeah,
Pau
yeah.
Gasol.
Man, I forget who some of these dudes were on, but yeah, that Rockets team was nasty. I like playing with them on 2K.
That's a good team to pick. Let me ask you this question: is the NBA? Hmm, how am I gonna word this? Because I'm thinking back to like the NBA we watched growing up, where there's all these dudes. You're like, damn, like where did they come from? Is the NBA gonna stay like that, or is it gonna start turning into a league of like just everyone in and out, like an in and out league or something, with like all these young guys who get drafted and then you never hear about them again or stuff like that? Or is it gonna,
What do you mean when we were young?
like, is it
Like
in good
what?
hands with the youth that's coming
Oh,
up?
that's a good question. Like, who do you consider the young guys? Is like Devin Booker still a young cat? Do you consider him
Uh,
still to be young? Because he's been in the league for a little while, I feel like.
he was in the league when you were playing. It was your senior years. He was in the league
Yeah.
already. So no, I don't
So
know.
maybe he's kind of not even in that
He
conversation
might.
anymore.
I think him, JT, Brandon Ingram, like that class, that those couple classes are like the last, in my opinion, the last true class of like guys that you're gonna see hang around for a good minute. Um,
Really?
yeah, I mean I don't know. I just don't like. Sometimes I just see like Chet Holmgren, dude. Like, is he gonna be one of these dudes that's hurt all the time? That's the
Mm.
same thing I have about Wembenyama. Like, is he going to be
Oh
one of these
yeah.
big guys that's going to get hurt all the time? I just don't. I'm not a firm believer yet of these 7 foot skinny ass guards that foot problems that always happen. It's always a foot or like a lower
PJ,
extremity injury.
that's something PJ talked about, how like the game isn't designed the way it's played now for those really tall guys to be on the perimeter, doing guard stuff. Because it's obviously way harder on their bodies than it is on somebody that's not that tall and lanky. Um, but dude, that is such a good question. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that. Like, what's your take on it?
I don't know. I'm nervous. Like I really am.
I'm
Like
nervous.
I'm scared it's just going to turn into this like like a
I'll,
content creator league damn near
mm,
almost like just all these like social media guys. Like I'm thinking of overtime basketball right now, like when how overtime has their own like prep league or whatever. I'm just thinking of that of and stuff. Like I'm thinking like Jalen
mm.
Green, all these guys. I just don't know. Like I'm not sold. I'm not sold.
Dude, that's a very um, respectable take, to be honest with you, because I can't disagree with you. The one thing that, like, I guess that pops to mind for me is there was a stretch there where there were guys that were no doubters. Like, I feel like you
Yes.
knew LeBron was going to be great. You knew KD for the most part was going to be great. Kobe when he
Mellow.
came into the league, out of Melo, like there were those big chunk of guys that's like oh, these guys are nasty. Like,
Yes.
Melo and LeBron came into the league and tore up the league there for. I remember they had a really tight rookie of the year battle. Um, but you had those classes, I feel like, of drafts that there were no doubters in there. And I don't necessarily
Mhm.
get that feeling from these latest ones because, as good as people say Wembenyama and Chet Holmgren are, I guess I'm not completely sold on them. I haven't even seen them on an NBA floor yet. So
No. And
um, that's such a good question, dude.
I think a lot of it too is like a media problem. I wasn't trying. I really was not trying to hate on Bronny on that draft board, but it's like, guys, we've never seen him play a college game
Yeah.
yet, and we're already labeling him a 17th round pick, a 17th pick
Hmm.
in the draft. Why are we doing this? He's never
Hmm.
played a college game. That doesn't make any sense to me. Let's start doing those like
That's a good
and
point.
like there's a dude that's coming up that I think is gonna be pretty damn good. That Cooper Flagger, that kid's gonna be really good, I think.
Mm.
But it's just so few now, and a lot of it I'm just now thinking of like there's no more. You don't see Rucker Park going down anymore with NBA
Mm.
guys. You don't see those like you still have the Drew League and all that stuff, but I want those type of basketball players. Give me the dogs from like the 2000s that didn't go play 150 AAU games on a circuit every summer and whatnot. And just like the softness, the basketball's gotten so soft now with like everyone complaining about stuff, like the NBA is turning into the WWE, where everyone's questioning the officials. Now we're gonna like flopping is a big thing that's addressed this offseason with them
Mm.
saying that if you get caught flopping, it's a technical free throw for the other team. All this stuff. So it's like I just want, and I really wish Adam Silver would just put it back, try and get basketball back to how it was in the 2000s, but it's different just because of analytics and all that
Yeah.
stuff. That some guy named Steph Curry came into the league and just completely changed how
Flipped it on its
basketball was
head,
even
man. Yeah.
played.
Your content creator league comment is it I can see that. I can see why you think that. You know what I mean? Like it's obviously John Morant being a highlight reel and that's kind of his big thing and then, Wembenyama, it's like you couldn't scroll 3 times on Instagram without seeing Wembenyama highlights.
Uh-huh.
And the Bronny thing, how they're already projecting him in the draft. It's like there have been people that say Bronny is good and his game is going to translate and stuff, but to your point, you haven't seen him play one game yet. Let
No.
him let him
High
let him play a
school's
college game first and
exactly. High
and
school is so
experience
different.
that. Yeah. And obviously he plays against top competition at the high school level, but college is you talk about it as a coach all the time. It's the 3% of those best high school players. And
Mm-hmm.
so the pool is even smaller and the talent's even better. So let the dude experience a game first. And if he balls out, great. Let's start having that conversation. But we got to wait and see, man.
Yeah, gotta pump the brakes on that. It's too early. I need to see him hoop against teams that have older dudes, all that stuff. I mean, don't get me
Mm-hmm.
wrong, he's already kind of exceeded what I thought he would be. Really, I didn't think he was
Really?
like. I think Bryce will be better. I think Bryce will be a lot better than Bronny. I think
Bryce looks
he's more
nasty.
like he's more like his dad body wise. He's gonna be huge, dude. But I don't know. We just gotta see, and I think it's just one of those things where I think the media, social media, all this stuff, the NIL stuff, it changes so much. Like it really
Bro,
does.
when
But
when we when we say we're still doing this podcast 5 years from now, we have to come back to this moment and relive like, okay, what's the state of the NBA look like right now?
hmm No, that's a good one because I don't know. I really don't because it's once Steph retires, once KD's gone, once LeBron's gone. Think about it. Like think about these guys that are the guys right now. Once they're gone, like what do we have? Jason Tatum, um,
We
like you
forgot
said,
Luca. We forgot Luca
Luca,
Doncic.
like when Kyrie's done. Like to be honest with you, when Jokic is done in a couple of years, because I really see that happening. I do. I honestly,
My take of what I
ever
said
since
the
you
other
said
day.
that, I could see that. I really could see that happening.
Mm,
Win a couple rings and then dip. I could see it.
mm, maybe that was a. It was just a kind of a take on a whim, just off of what I've seen of him, and maybe it is true. We'll see. God, this
It's
fly is
gonna.
killing me.
I hate flies so much. Do you
Keeps
remember
flying
at
at my
BH when
dome
those?
piece,
Do you remember the flies on the court at the Young Center all the time?
bro. In the summer, it was
And they would just
atrocious.
die on the court. Like what the?
Well, they were still alive, but they would like only be able to fly around on the court. Like
It
you would
made no
just see him on
sense.
the court. Yeah, no. It
It
was
made
like,
no sense.
why can't they fly in the air? I have no idea.
Every day I'm like having to sweep the court because of flies. Like this is disgusting, guys. What is going on right now? We gotta figure this out.
Yeah, and you would always inevitably step on one.
Always. I hated that so much. This stuff was nasty. I had something to say, but I can't remember now. I hate when that happens, but it is what it is. Josh Richardson turned down more money from another team after conversation with Eric Spoelstra.
Bush,
This
you
is no
brought all the
state.
content today. I've been doing so much. You brought all the talking points. You're
Let
a
me
trooper, man.
hold on. Let me go to the. I have the free agency page opened up. Oh, what do you think about Fred Van Fleet signing a $160 million contract with Houston?
That's for sure.
Yeah, that was done yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't see that one either.
Oh,
Man.
130. Sorry, 3 year, $130 million contract with the Rockets.
Was he a max? Is
Um,
that a max contract?
yep. I
Was
think
he a
yeah, it
max
was the
contract guy with the Raptors?
yeah. So he was yeah he was
Mm,
because he signed one after they won the title. They kept him.
that's right.
And then the next one that I was gonna say, this is so bad in my opinion. Next, oh, I have three of them. Sorry. Tyrese Halliburton signed a $260 million extension. Desmond Bain signed a $207 million max contract, and then LaMelo Ball is going to get a $260 million extension. They are tossing money like it's
That's a
nothing.
lot of money.
And oh, wow. That Tyrese Halliburton, and oh, he's nice, but I don't know if he's that nice. I don't know if he's $260 million worth nice.
Obviously, they see him as somebody that they're gonna build their team
Mm-hmm.
around. Um, and then getting Bruce Brown, it's kind of a similar player, but Bruce Brown's a little more versatile, I feel like, defensively. Um, but I think I think Halliburton, like, he fits into that mold of what we were just talking about is, yeah, he's had a good first, how many years he been in the league? 3?
Yeah, no. Three, yeah, maybe, I think. I'm not sure.
2, 3 years. He he's one that's like, yeah, is he gonna burst onto the scene, or is he gonna um ever get to the point where he's winning? Because I think his
For
game,
3 years.
he's always gonna be productive, but I don't know if he's gonna get you to that, like, be your guy, if he's gonna get you to that point to winning championships or winning conference finals or whatever it is. I think he's gonna need to be maybe a number two, and then like a obviously a distributor and playmaker for other guys.
Exactly. No one's going to Indianapolis to live there. It's turning into the NBA is turning into the But the Desmond Bain one was interesting because that's a lot of money to him. I mean, it's better than it's not as much, but still, like that one shocked me. But LaMelo Ball 260, man,
I I
wow.
mean, I think like there have you seen those compilations on Twitter or whatever of the Hornets broadcasters talking
Uh
about
huh.
how undisciplined the Hornets played and stuff like that?
Yes.
I think I think that's spot on, and it's like you're like I think LaMelo's part of that, and they're gonna have to bring in some culture people that turn that culture around because I think LaMelo's obviously good and um, he's gonna produce in the NBA if he can stay healthy, but he's gonna have to he's gonna need a veteran, I feel like, to kind of teach him how to win and how to be a professional a little bit before they start winning.
Yeah, they need the Hornets. Well, I don't. The Hornets are one of them franchises, man. That's gonna be like they're gonna have a like if they ever become good, it's gonna be the window that's this size to win a championship.
A one
It's
year
just
thing, yeah,
like a 1 or 2 year thing. Like
yeah.
we got all this money, let's hurry up and try and like bring in all these dudes or whatever. But
Well, and I was gonna say, how much, maybe you know the answer to this, maybe you don't, but how much does that handcuff them for the rest of the free agency and the rest of their roster? Like
a
I feel like
lot.
with Charlotte, that would be tough when you're giving that much money to one player. It's got to be like 99% of your salary cap.
No, for real. Because I mean, I think Mikal Bridges is gonna ask for a trade. And then but he's still got like 30 years left on or 30 games left on his suspension. And then the other good player is PJ Washington, and that's it. Like I don't see
Hmm.
they're like a college team.
They really are. Mm. Yeah, all three of those, I agree with you there. I feel like it's throwing a lot of money at people that I probably aren't going to win you a championship, in my opinion. I don't think.
Absolutely not. But I don't know. That's all I. But no, I disagree with that. So that's all I got for now.
Yeah, man.
We'll
It
have.
was good to
We'll
it was
have.
good to get back on after the break.
Oh yes. Oh, absolutely. So we're gonna have guests on for the next 1, 2, 3 episodes, I think.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
You
because if
lined
you
up
think about it, you
three?
got. Well, we talked about. I asked you about the one yesterday.
Right.
Um, and then there was one other that wants to. It want the one I asked about you yesterday. I have to wait a week because the one that we already know of for episode 20, he already requested episode 20, so I have to give it to him.
All right. I
Um,
know who that
and then
is. Yeah.
so we'll have him, and then we're gonna I'll be in Denver with Clem. So after we're done playing, before we all like, if we go do something, like just meet up real quick, and we could throw together a quick 30 minute in person episode just to talk about what happened on the court, like what we saw for like the tournament and whatnot,
Oh,
and express.
for your tournament?
Yeah, when we come
Yeah.
down, and so I can express my frustrations about officials.
Inevitably, that's gonna happen.
It will, because I'll have
I
a game.
respect it,
I'll
man.
have a game where I'll lose my.
I have some grievances to air about officials, but hey, man, they're trying their best, hopefully.
Yeah, I
Sometimes it
feel
doesn't
it.
feel like it.
Just get to half court, bro. I don't care if you walk. Just get to half
Please,
court.
please get to half court.
Just please get to half court. And don't tell me like the guy in Omaha say I saw him foul, but I wasn't gonna call it. Just don't tell me that
Yeah, it's gonna make
because
me blow my lid right now.
I don't want my blood pressure to rise, and I don't want to. I really, really don't want to go argue with someone after a game in the middle of the court, and then go shake hands and argue with him while I'm shaking hands with the other team, and then follow him to the officials' corner to argue with him some more, call him an idiot. Like,
Call him an idiot.
bro, I had to walk. I had to walk away. I had to go on a walk. I was so pissed. I had to go on a walk.
Sometimes I have to do that on the bench too. Just take a little stroll down to the baseline, stand there for a few seconds,
Mm-hmm.
and then stroll your way back, just cools
All
you
right.
off.
We're good now. Let's go.
It happens about
But
once a weekend, so I feel you,
it
man.
sure does. But yeah, no, I'll get this up. We'll have this up by, jeez. I'll try and get this up tonight if we can. After dinner, I'm gonna just clip away and send you some clips. If we can't, then or we can put the clips out tonight and then release it in the morning.
Yes, indeed. Just let
So,
me know, brother. I know my
episode
role,
19,
man.
people.
Episode
Yep.
19.
You're creative with the words on Twitter. Not like me.
I try to be.
So,
Yeah,
that's all I got. You know where to find us. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm not going through that whole thing again. You know where to find us. We're on the same platforms.
You know where to find us.
Other 19 episodes. So
get it together, all right?
just get it together. Subscribe. You know what it is, people.
Kitchen Hook.
Kitchen Hook. Oh, jinx. Peace.
Yada da. Peace.